In the story I received, there is a blank page. There is a woman whose children were stolen. There exist the cries, a wailing of a mother. This is not a story given, but rather one endured, of love, birthed, taken, restored, tried. There are so many stories that make me. There are the stories, the yarns about picking the ripe, warm, sweet fruit from the orchards, chasing the seasons, crisscrossing the states by Kingswood. The one about Great Nana cooking the sheets in the big tub, seeing her strong arms working the paddle into the steam. Those desert people who walked the lines, waiting lines, train lines, food lines, dusty, segregated lines, horizons and highways. There are stories that I am not allowed to ask, and stories I would rather forget. Both sides of my family are marked, tattooed with two traits. They are that they can tell a story and that they have the wandering blood. The women in my family make the stories, those mothers. The story I most cherish remains on a scrap of paper, torn from the corner of an exercise book not long after I'd entered the air. It was given to me by my nana, kept safe in the sewing box of yesterdays that stored the letters of first hearts burn, birthday cards and bangles of my childhood. She had written something to me as a newborn. It read in careful, memorised italics, "Dear Tara June Winch, I love you from your nana." There is no story, yet it is all of the story. It is if, in her preparation for the rest of my life, or the coming of her death, a scribble on a note was all she needed to say somehow. A few final words, not a place, not a date, not an inheritance, no lesson, no words of wisdom, just my name on a piece of ruled paper. What words could prepare me for being a girl, a woman one day, a mother? What could she have forewarned me of except that I was loved? I've kept a journal. I've written down the wanderings and stories for my daughter, where she has gone, the stamps on her passport, the friends she has made, the sleepless nights, the endless buckets of vinegar-soaked nappies, the places we laughed and laughed and laughed. There are stories I've kept for later, the wanderings of my feet, where they have been, of who the callous pads have roughed against, whose kneecaps they've coiled themselves under to draw skin to skin closer for warmth. As storytellers, we interrogate the space between the action and the outcome. As mothers, we do the same. We look at what was before. We look at ourselves and give. We weigh up. We sometimes alter for better, sometimes fumble and for worse, and we pass life on to what is to come. Just like my nana wrote, I love you, not loved, not remembered, not once met, love. It endures the years, it binds our blood, it is eternal and alive. They say some things are born sacred, some things are sung sacred, and some things, by virtue of being passed from one person to the next, become sacred. This is the sacred story I received, I give, love.